Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. You hear me? Listen, guys, today I hit 100,000 subscribers. The DRC family has grown to over 100K. And I mean, it's a humbling experience, and I appreciate everybody out there. And, you know, shout out to everybody that ever shared one of my videos and has subscribed to the channel. Big shout out to my mods. You know, I don't give them enough credit. Ladies and gentlemen, my moderators really push for the growth of this channel, and I don't give them enough accolades. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that stand by me on these videos, comment in the comment section, and hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me, you know, with moving forward with the growth of the channel and bringing you guys quality material that you guys are interested in. With that being said, I want to get back into this news, and this is some horrible news right here that just broke. This young woman right here, they're saying this is a trans woman, or a transgender man. No offense, I'm trying to figure the whole thing out. But this person's name is Sam Nordquist from Minnesota, 24-year-old girl. And she met a girl on the online, I guess she met her online, and decided to go from Minnesota to New York to go and hang and be with this chick. Now, 5 people have been arrested, pictured here. These oxygen thieves are Kyle Sage, Jennifer Quiano, Patrick Goodwin, Emily Matika, and Precious Azayuga. Precious is the one that Sam Nordquist was in a relationship with and left Minnesota to go and spend time with. And this person's been down there for a while and was missing. Miss Nordquist has just been found recently in a field some 10 to 15 miles away from the hotel she was staying in. Now, police aren't really giving a lot of clues, but they did say this person was tortured over a matter of months, both physically and mentally. It's horrific that people can do this type of stuff to people. I want you to take a look at what's out, and I'm going to come back with my commentary.
Developing tonight, a Minnesota man who was reported missing has been found dead in western New York. And 5 people are now behind bars there after allegedly torturing and killing him. Brittany Ehrman spoke to Sam Nordquist's family here. Brittany?
Kevin, I spoke to Sam's mom and sister as they drove to New York to meet with detectives, and the family is calling this a hate crime. New York State Police say they are not ruling it out.
We're sick. I don't have words. I don't understand why someone would do that to another person.
When Sam Nordquist left Minnesota for a trip to New York, his loved ones had no idea they spoke to him for the last time.
Sam was amazing and would give the shirt off his back to anyone. Sam wouldn't have hurt a fly.
On Friday, New York State police officials announced 24-year-old Nordquist was found dead in a field in Yates County.
Our investigation has revealed a deeply disturbing pattern of abuse that ultimately resulted in Sam's tragic death.
Police say he had endured prolonged physical and psychological abuse starting in December. Nordquist was staying in a motel in Canandaigua, about 14 miles away from where his body was found. He traveled from Minnesota to New York in September of last year. After family did not hear from him, they reported him missing in early February.
No human being should have to endure what Sam endured.
These 5 people, ages ranging from 19 to 38, are being charged with second-degree murder. Nordquist's family tells me this all stemmed from an online relationship. His sister says he went to New York to meet Precious, who is now a suspect in his murder.
I off the bat did not like Precious. I did not trust Precious, and I begged Sam not to go meet her. But he felt that he was in love.
The family believes Nordquist went to New York for love. Now his loved ones stuck with a loss.
Why? What would possess you to do anything like that?
Now, we've also seen several LGBTQ+ groups in Minnesota post on social media about this homicide, condemning hate crimes against the trans community. Now, again, New York State Police say they're still investigating if this is a hate crime, but they made it clear they are not ruling it out. Kevin?
Very troubling.
The Ontario County District Attorney is calling it by far the worst homicide his office has ever investigated.
Sam Nordquist's mom told me tonight her son had come here from Minnesota in the name of love. What he found instead, as you just heard, was evil. The three stood in the cold night next to the car they drove from Minnesota right to the state police barracks in Canandaigua, standing there alone, clutching each other and crying. A mother with her two children now trying to live in a world without her third.
He would give you the shirt off his back, very kind, loved his family, loved his nieces and nephew, very outgoing, worked hard.
Linda Nordquist says she told her son not to travel here for a girl, but he did anyway. That was back in September.
The last time I talked to Sam was January 1st. And Sam said, it was real short, said, I love you, I'll call you tomorrow, and I have not talked to Sam's sons. It's heartbreaking. I'm devastated. I have cried so much. My children's cried so much. This is Sam's brother and sister, and they're just devastated. We are a small but yet very close family.
At a news conference today, police say Sam was reported missing on February 9th. Days later, his body was found in a field in Yates County, with police saying Sam had been staying at the Patty Lodge Motel in Hopewell, room 22. Police say because of the ongoing investigation, they can't get into the details, but add what happened in that room shook veteran law men and women to the core.
From early December 2024 to February 2025, Sam was subjected to repeated acts of violence and torture in a manner that ultimately led to his death.
They arrested and charged 5 people with murder in the second degree. 33-year-old Kyle Sage, 30-year-old Patrick Goodwin, 19-year-old Emily Motika, 30-year-old Jennifer Quijano, and 38-year-old Precious Arzuago, the woman Linda says her son came here for.
They can rot. They are scum. They are evil. I don't know how somebody could be that evil.
Evil to someone as sweet as Sam, who Linda says was transgender, which makes her wonder about the motive for all of this.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but it's some type of hate crime.
Which leaves Linda filled with anger and grief, but mainly in shock.
It's going to take some time. We just got to be there together as a family. Be strong for one another. I don't know. I'm lost for words. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel. It hasn't really hit me quite yet.
Until it does, Linda will use the small things like the stuffed animals on her dash she and Sam collected in their travels to remind her of the good that came before the evil. All 5 defendants have been arraigned, and we could see more charges. We could also see more arrests here. And asked if this was a hate crime, the DA said he has not ruled that out.
In the meantime, I do want to get to another story that we are following with the help of our Fox 9 Minneapolis team, as we have new details here. A missing Minnesota transgender man has been found dead in a field over in New York after being reported missing. And authorities say he endured, quote, prolonged physical and psychological abuse. Here is what we know about the situation. New York State Police now saying that the body of 24-year-old Sam Nordquist was found in a field, and 5 people have been arrested and charged with second-degree murder in connection with his death. We do have those booking photos right here showing up on your screen, coming in from our Fox 9 Minneapolis team and New York State Police. Police say their investigation revealed a, quote, deeply disturbing pattern of abuse that resulted in Nordquist's death, noting he, quote, endured prolonged physical and psychological abuse at the hands of multiple individuals. Police do say from early December 2024 to early February of this year, Nordquist was subjected to, quote, repeated acts of violence and torture, which ultimately led to his death. His body was discovered in a field, police say. That body transported there in an attempt to conceal his death. As I mentioned here, you can see 5 people that are now charged in connection with his death. There are names and photos right there on your screen. As we do expect there could potentially be a news conference with more information, we will make sure to bring it to you. We do also have a timeline that police laid out related to Nordquist's disappearance and death here. I'm going to pop up Nordquist's photo once again in case you missed it a bit earlier. But as far as the timeline goes, here is what we know. Nordquist traveled to New York in September of 2024, enduring, quote, repeated acts of violence and torture from December of last year to early February of this year. Nordquist lost contact with family at the end of January. Nordquist was reported missing to the New York State Police on February 9th, so just days ago. New York State Police issued an alert February 12th saying they were, quote, actively investigating the disappearance. New York State Police executed a search warrant at Patty's Lodge, if you are familiar with the area of this location in New York. It was in room 22 in connection to the disappearance. Now, there are still a lot of questions about what happened overall. Police not saying if there was any kind of connection between the suspects and Nordquist. Authorities have not ruled out if this was a hate crime, and police say the case remains an active and ongoing investigation. They're urging anyone with information to report it to police.
Guys, that's the story. And they're saying that this woman had went through horrific torture, both mentally and physically, but they didn't name anything of what happened. They just said her body was found in a field, you know, as if to conceal the crime that she was even with them. But either way, man, I'm going to just say this. People do crazy stuff for love. Hell, we all done some stupid stuff, whether it's sticking around when we know it ain't going to work, whether it's going all out for somebody that and rolling the dice, not knowing if their love is genuine or if they really care about you. But I mean, something like this, as innocent as meeting somebody and developing a relationship online and then deciding to go and see what it's going to be moving forward. And ending up dead in a place that you don't know where you at. You ain't from that place. You just trying to, you know what I'm saying, figure everything out with you and this person, and you going through sacrifices of being of discomfort, not being in your home state and trying to start a new life with somebody. That's a sacrifice. Under no circumstances should anybody end up dead for doing that. Now, this is a sad case. What else is sad is, I was just looking at this case before I decided to do this video. I'm looking at a lot of the comments, and a lot of the comments is crazy. You gotta remember, this is a person. Regardless of what they do with their life or who they with, that's their decision. This is an adult. It ain't a child or anything like that where the person didn't make a conscious decision to be with who they wanted to be with, and that's their choice. We all walk a different route in life. But I mean, come on. What role do these 5 people play in this? Now, she supposedly was dating the precious chick who she went up there to see. I don't know who these other people are. It didn't say who they are. But I do know this. If you pay attention, you read between the lines, they were given no bond. So that means what? They got a lot of information and somebody's telling. Now, they're bringing up a hate crime. I don't know if it's a hate crime. The reason why I say I don't know if it's a hate crime or not, because if you look at Emily Montcoya, that chick is gay. She looked like a stud type chick. Either way, it's some type of twisted agenda that brings all 5 of them people together in the death of this woman right here. And it's sad. These people, the family drove from Minnesota to New York. I don't know how far it is, but I know that's a hike. Asking for answers. They had a police press conference at the state police building. I was going to record it for you, but it was a bunch of nonsense. They didn't give any answers to any questions the media asked. They said she was tortured and mentally and physically. What stuff happened? So, I mean, we'll have to stay tuned with this because, I mean, one dude was like, man, it's the most horrific case I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, okay, you in New York, there's a lot of most horrific cases you ain't never seen in your life. What makes this one the top? So I was trying to see if I can get some information. This story just broke in the last 24 hours, so we'll have to wait for an update. But I mean, I do know this. This person's dead and didn't deserve it, especially when you're pursuing love with somebody that likewise seems like they're interested in you. How these other people got wrapped up in it, I don't know. But we'll find out. May Sam Nordquist rest in peace. And I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Prayers and condolences go on to the family. They said they didn't trust her, you know, Precious. And they told her not to do it. But people do crazy things when they're in love where they think they are. And this is just another example of that. This girl is 5 feet 3 inches tall. You see she's kind of stout. Explain to me, somebody, why it takes 3 people to be a part of something so vicious. I mean, 5 people to be a part of something so vicious that it takes the life of a woman. And you think about that. You got 2 men up here and 3 girls. And the men are a part of that. 5 individuals up here accused of torture. And nobody had no pullback. Nobody said, hey, don't do this. Hey, this is not right. And you think about that. All of these people up here that you see, if they are found guilty of what they are supposed to be, you know, what they're accused of, need to be dispatched immediately. And that's real. This is craziness. You know that girl wasn't from there. But people do what they do. I mean, I don't know. Did she have money? I mean, it's so much missing out of this thing, man. I don't even know which way to go into it. But I mean, in my case, I shacked up with a chick one time in New York. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work out well for me. And I was like, I will never do that again. You know, but you live and you learn. I lived and learned. She didn't. She didn't. It cost her big. That's all I got to say about the situation. Prayers and condolences go out to the family.